Well, hello and welcome back to Figurine Friday with Johnny Tiger on April 21st, 2023. This is a makeover video of the Missing Toy Thursday. Yesterday, I really ended up a lot more busy than I thought I would be. Something came up and I didn't get home until almost midnight, and needless to say, no Toy Thursday to be had. So today I'm going to make it up to you guys and do a figurine Friday, and I am not certain if I'm going to be able to get to Fitness Friday yet. It's already 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. So depending on what I do after we finish this video, I still need to get some dinner into me. After dinner, if I feel up to it, then we'll get a Fitness Friday. But otherwise, we'll leave Fitness Friday for tomorrow and do it in one day. So either you'll get it today or you'll get it tomorrow with Fitness and Survival Saturday all in one day. Either way, you will get your videos. They may be late, but they are never completely gone. In 1967, the U.S. Army activated a new division called the Army Security Agency Company. It's an airborne division of the Army, and their symbol was a yellow bat with outstretched wings. The bat was supposed to symbolize secrecy and how stealthy they were. And in fact, the Army Security Agency Company was very, very well performed all throughout the Vietnam War. And they, their symbol, their logo, can still be seen in uh, the Mobile Museum today. So, because of their brave deeds and their amazing achievement of all those that served in this division, from that day on, every day on April 21st, we celebrate Yellow Bats Day. Well, I mean, I say we, but I mean, we don't really celebrate it here in Canada. It's like really a U.S. military thing. I just happened to chance upon it when I was researching for what action figure I should do today. I came across this little tidbit and I thought it was rather interesting. So, needless to say, and this goes without introduction, you guys will be looking at a Batman because when we talk about yellow bat, never mind what kind of a bat, if we talk about the bat in the same sentence of an action figure, we have to go Batman. There's just no way around it. Depending on my mood and what's going through my head at the time, when you ask me who is my favorite superhero of all times, I have quite a few answers, but I would say 90% of the time, I will tell you it's Batman. I am a big Batman fan, have always been a big Batman fan. And the reason for that is actually quite simple. I think a lot of you can actually relate to it because Batman, unlike other superheroes, have no crutches to really lean on. I mean, yeah, okay, he's a guy with an awful lot of money, and I'm sure that helps in his crime fighting. But you know what? We have a lot of people in our real life in this world that have an awful lot of money, more than what Batman have in the comic book. But we don't see them going out there and fighting crimes and beating up bad guys and risking their lives every day. So I think, yeah, okay, it's easy to say, yeah, well, if I had the kind of money Batman have, I can do what he does too. No, I don't think so. I don't think just because you have $1 trillion in your bank account, you would be able to do 1,000 push-ups every day or something like that. So with that little bit of exception, Batman is just a normal guy. Yeah, okay, he's a very, very tough normal guy, but he's just a normal guy. He doesn't have some crazy superpower that make bullets bounce off of him. He can't see through the rock and metal. He can't melt things with his breath. He can't uh, use magic. He can't turn big and green and uh, push over tanks and trucks. Uh, he can't do any of that. He's a normal guy. You shoot him in the head, he'll die. Uh, if he fall off the building and land the wrong way, he's going to die. Uh, when he gets beaten up enough, like in the case of the uh, uh, Nightfall storyline in the comic book, he got his back broken and he ended up in a wheelchair. So that to me make him the best superhero. He's just a normal Joe like you and I, but he's risking his life uh, and he even chooses to do it the hard way. What do I mean the hard way? Well, we have other guys, normal guys out there that fighting crimes like the Punisher. But the Punisher does things sort of the easy way. He shoots them in the head. He shoots like if you piss him off, if you commit crime, he come for you and then he blow you up or he shoot you in the head. Story's over with. Uh, like his solution is very permanent. But Batman, for good or for bad, because this is kind of debatable, I kind of feel I prefer Punisher's method a little bit more. Uh, but I will say Batman's method of dealing with criminals is hardcore. Like he doesn't kill them, he beats the crap out of them and then puts them in jail. And then if they get out and cause trouble, he beats the crap out of them again. And it's like he's so confident that he can deal with them no matter what they do, that he doesn't see the need to kill them. Uh, although there definitely has been exceptions to that rule here and there. But generally, Batman has this rule that he doesn't want to use a gun, he doesn't want to cut someone's throat, he doesn't want to kill somebody, he doesn't go and blow up someone's car and stuff like that. He just go in and use his fist and do things the hard way. Like I said, for good, for bad, for better or worse, that is up for debate. But it's admirable that he's managed to stick to that for such a long time. So today we're not just going to look at any ordinary Batman because God knows there's an awful lot of Batman action figure. Because it's Yellow Bat Day, we're going to look at a Batman that actually has some yellow trimming on his costume and talk about him. This is a Batman figure from the uh, Batman Metal storyline. A lot of you, unless you're hardcore into comics, you probably have no idea what I just said, what I'm talking about. Um, so since Batman really doesn't need an introduction, everyone know, okay? Bruce Wayne, he was a child when his parents got murdered in front of him, so that made him want to stop crime, so things like that wouldn't happen to other people, and he grew up training really hard, putting his money into developing technology to help him fight crimes. He had super cool bat cars, bat boat, bat airplane, bat gadget, and he can do a lot of push-ups. He's like one of the best martial artists in the world, and he spent his days uh, being Bruce Wayne, the super millionaire playboy, and he spent his night out on the street fighting crime. That is Batman in a nutshell. Okay, so what is this Batman metal business here? Well, Batman Metal is a story arc where, uh, in many different timelines, many different versions of Earth. Things happen differently for different versions of Bruce Wayne. Not all the Bruce Wayne grew up to be a hero. Some of them started out being a hero, but then went too far and became supervillains. And some of them just straight up went evil and turned into serial killers. And so basically, in the middle storyline, there's one evil god or goddess that brought together all these evil versions of Batman from all the different Earths and dropped them on our universe and try to conquer our universe with all these evil versions of Batman. Yeah, I know. It sounds even stupid. It sounds stupid even when I'm saying it. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a wonky, wacky storyline. I know some people enjoyed it, but come on. Like we've seen the same thing with Deadpool. We've seen the same thing with Spider-Man. So what's next? Are we going to see like Incredible Hulks from all the different universe coming together? Are we going to see different Captain Americas all coming together? Like where is this going to end? Right? This is just such a lazy way to tell the story. Like rather than creating a new character, you keep recycling the same character over and over and over a million times and make a story out of it. Anyway, that's my rant about the metal storyline. But there it is. It's there. It's selling for money, and a lot of people like it. So I guess it's doing something good. Um, so all these different evil Batman descend upon our universe, and our superheroes are getting decimated, getting destroyed by them. Because, I mean, Bruce Wayne, as regular Batman, is already really crazy powerful. Yeah, he's just a normal dude, but he's super smart. He got all kind of gadgets. He supposedly have all the things figured out how to defeat every single superhero out there, just in case any of them ever go bad. Uh, so he got like kryptonite ready to beat Superman. He got fire ready to beat Martian Manhunter, and he got I don't know what he had in store for Wonder Woman, uh, but he has something that will cancel out the power of Green Lantern and the Flash and all that stuff. So yeah, Batman as a normal dude, like a good guy, is already pretty scary when you think about what he's capable of. Here is like 1,000 different Batman, every one of them evil serial killers, but just as good at fighting, just as rich, just as smart. And some of them even have superpowers. Like some of them have power like Superman, some of them have power like Green Lantern, some of them have power like Aquaman. Yeah, you can just imagine how bad things can go for the superheroes of our universe. So this Batman I'm showing you, this is our Batman. Okay, this is a good guy Batman, but this is our Batman after he's got his uh, butt handed to him a few times by the evil Batman. This is a Batman that is uh, starting to go over the edge. He's starting to think, okay, maybe I should rethink this no killing business and start to get serious because these bad guys, this bad evil version of myself, they are killing a lot of my friends, and I don't like that. This one's made by Todd McFarlane, which, it's no secret that has been one of my favorite toy maker ever since the 90s. Uh, However, this is a problematic Batman, and we'll get into that as we explore this action figure further. On the surface, if you just have this Batman on your desk and no other companion pieces, he is fine. Okay, I would say for a solo display, he is a good looking Batman. He's muscular and uh, he's really solid looking. And he looks quite different from your generic Batman. This is a Batman that has been through war. Turning him around, we can see that his cape. This is a piece of art right there. Okay, this is a cape that has been tattered and torn and ripped and shredded. This cape tells the story all on its own. That you look at this cape and you know this Batman is not having a good day. And while that Batman usually doesn't look very happy, he's kind of a grim fellow, even at the best of time. This version looks angry. This is an angry, aggressive-looking Batman that you know he's pissed off. You know that he's probably going to break some skulls and break some backs and the heck with the no killing rule. This is a Batman that is just about to lose his shit. Like most of McFarlane's action figures, the texture on this guy is amazing. Like the suit is not all smooth and glossy like those old Kenner Batman in the 90s. No, this guy, like, you can feel the weaves in his suit, the rough textures, and even the bat symbol on his chest is not just painted on. That thing's actually sculpted on with edges that you can feel. This to a blind collector, this guy is a bit of a hand candy. I would say that it's solid, and I still can't believe that we're saying this, but he moves really well. Uh, Once upon a time, in the 90s and early 2000s, Todd McFarlane was known for making statues that barely moved. His action figures were not action figures because most of their joints didn't work or they didn't have any joints to begin with. But this Batman have 22 points of articulation, and his knees, his elbows, shoulders, neck, waist, hip, ankles, all the things that should move. The one thing that is kind of missing is a swivel in his side, so he can't really turn his leg in and out. But honestly, most of us can't either. So, I mean, even if we can, just not to a very big degree. So I guess that can be forgiven. Although the side swivel, for me, does make it so much better if you want to help your action figure stand up properly. The fins or spikes that is a trademark on the gloves of Batman is also changed a little bit here. They look like blades. Like again, these things look like they were modified so he can backhand someone and drive these things into their face or into their head to murder the crap out of them. Like these things look wicked and sharp. Uh, and I believe this Batman, the suit is like black, gray, and yellow. So that's why he is picked for our Yellow Bat Day representation. As I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest things about Batman is he doesn't kill people. Well, it would appear that he changed his mind when he's in the metal storyline because rather than his usual grappling hook or boomerang or batarang or sleeping gas or those like non-lethal solutions, this Batman comes with a pair of very lethal looking weapons. He comes with a pair of hefty battle axes of death that's made from this thing called the NTH metal that is part of the comic book in the metal series. Um, my understanding is the NTH metal is the only metal that the superhero can use to defeat the evil god and the evil Batman. Uh, that's as much as I know. It's some special metal that can help them tip the balance of the war. So our Batman is armed with a pair of battle axes with wicked spikes on the back and huge blades, and it's made out of the NTH metal. And these things look all dinged up and got cracked edges and stuff like that. So yeah, these are not brand new axes. He's used these on someone, and these things are surprisingly sharp. I mean, they're plastic, so obviously are not going to cut you, but when I run my finger along the edges, I can think that if these were stone or glass, these would cut. And like they feel that sharp. So that's definitely no child safety there. Now, unfortunately, there's nowhere on him to store these axes, so he kind of have to hold on to them. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but on his right hand, the hand is sculpted with a trigger finger out, so almost like he's made to hold a gun, which is one thing that a lot of people have been complaining about McFarlane. Like he make his action figures have a trigger finger hand, even when they don't use guns. So yeah, that's a bit of a lazy part on the part of a toy maker. But you know what? I'm going to give it McFarlane a break here because one, he is able to sell these action figures, these 7-inch, well-made, well-articulated action figure, for anywhere between 20 to 25 bucks. So it's a lot cheaper than most of his competitors. He's giving you more plastic at least, uh, and he doesn't reuse a lot of the body parts like Hasbro would like to do or Mattel like to do. So he give you brand new body parts, display base, accessories sometimes, as a lot of time build a figure body part to complete a bigger figure. Um, and he's able to do that. So if he had to cut corners by let them make them all come with the same style hands, I guess I can live with that. I guess so. Is it ideal? No, but nothing in this world is really truly ideal anymore. Now you may be thinking that, well, yeah, but you are a McFarlane fanboy, so obviously you are going to say that. And well, yeah, I am a McFarlane fanboy, but I will not let things go just because it's McFarlane. Because if you uh, stay with me for the rest of this video, I'm going to tell you why this Batman, as much as I make it sound like he's a great figure, is problematic. This is a really problematic Batman, and here is why. Firstly, this was a Batman I didn't want. Okay, like there's so many Batman out there. Like McFarlane has made so many Batman. It's like he got this hard on for Batman, and I mean it's fine. I understand Batman sell, and Batman have a lot of cool costume, but we didn't need this Batman, and especially when you needed to buy this Batman to complete the figure of the Merciless, the character called Merciless, which was why I got this Batman. And so I felt that this Batman was crammed down my throat. because I wanted the merciless action figure. So I mentioned before, I hated when I get forced into buying a figure that I have no interest in, I don't want. And I did not want this Batman. Uh, on top of that, while okay, we do since we are making action figures from the metal storyline, we do need a metal Batman. This is not a definitive representation in my mind because this is a very specific looking Batman. He's all torn up, he's all beat up. He looks angry, his cape is all tattered. This is a Batman halfway through the story. If I want a Batman to represent the metal storyline on the shelf, I don't want someone who is all torn up and like this. Is he cool? Yes, he's cool. He's a like battle damaged Batman. But if I want a Batman to stand around talking to his friend, maybe they're having a meeting, how are we going to deal with these evildoers? I want a Batman that looks a little bit more put together, a little bit more original, right? So maybe a Batman like this, that is not so specific to just that scene, that those comic cover art, uh, a more baseline, generic metal storyline Batman would be better, at least for me. But okay, I can acknowledge that those points are more or less personal preferences. Maybe there's somebody out there who's dying to get this Batman, right? Maybe someone who out there that to them this is a definitive metal storyline Batman. Maybe there's someone out there who didn't care for the merciless action figure and they just wanted this Batman because it's a cool Batman. If that's the case, all the more power to you. But I'm not even done with telling you why this Batman is problematic. Because aside from personal preferences, this Batman is problematic in the way it's designed. And I don't know if this is the fault of the comic book or the fault of McFarlane. Just because I've known McFarlane figures for so many years, and I've known how Todd McFarlane does things for so many years, I am going to take a gander and say that this is the fault of McFarlane. Because McFarlane, if there's one thing consistent about him, is he doesn't do very good with keeping things properly sized, properly scaled. And this Batman is a good example of that because he is seriously, seriously too big. I mean, okay, I acknowledge that Batman is very fit guy, very muscular, very cool, very strong. But when he stands next to other superheroes that are superhuman, like Superman, and Martian Manhunter, and guys like that, Batman still looks human, right? He's not the same size as Superman. Maybe the same height, maybe, but Superman it's traditionally much more buff than Batman. Batman has that more lean, like I can run all day long. I'm not going to get tired, and I'm still very, very strong. He's built like uh, a lean, mean fighting machine rather than a beefcake, if you know what I mean. This Batman, however, he he looks like he has been jacking up on steroids. Like this is one hefty, chunky Batman, and I don't know if it's coming through the camera, but when you hold this Batman in hand, the first thing that went through my head when I first got this Batman out of the package was, did McFarlane forget that he's making Batman? Did he think that he's making Superman and it just realized that he got it wrong at the last minute because this is not how Batman is uh, supposed to be. And just to prove that, I'm going to bring in two other Batman action figures, also made by McFarlane, and you can see just how ridiculously big this Batman is. Here we have the Batman from the Arkham uh, I think that's Arkham Origin video game, also made by McFarlane. Standing back to back, the one on the right is the Arkham Batman, the one on the left is the one we've been looking at, the metal storyline Batman. And if you guys can see the screen, I hope you can make it out because the Arkham Batman looked like a child. Okay, the metal Batman is huge, it's hulking, towering over the Arkham Batman. And the crazy part is the Arkham Batman is wearing more armor, so logically he should be bigger. Even standing shoulder to shoulder, they just look like completely different people. Okay, this is huge, muscle bound, hulking Batman versus I'm just a normal person Batman. Yeah, the difference is ridiculous. Uh, let's bring in yet another Batman, also made by McFarlane, and look at the difference. Here we have another Batman on the right. This one is Todd McFarlane's own reimagined Batman, which is like a totally WTF thing to do. Like you are already making 100 Batman variations. You don't need to throw uh, one of your own imagined one in there, Todd. Really, seriously. Like reimagine something else. We don't need more Batman. But anyway, that's off the topic. So we can see that even this version that is reimagined by Todd is dwarfed by this metal storyline Batman. Standing side by side, we can see that, yeah, okay, this one, the Todd McFarlane reimagined Batman, he is crazy muscular, but even then, he is still a bit puny, looking, standing next to the metal storyline Batman. And just to further illustrate the point, I'm going to bring in a figure of Superman made by Todd McFarlane. Again, standing back to back, with the Superman on the right, we can tell that this Batman is even towering over Superman. And that this should not be the case. Uh, Superman should not be smaller than Batman, no matter what storyline it is. And for your information, this two actually come from the same storyline. This is a Superman from the Metal storyline, just like this Batman. Standing side by side, shoulder to shoulder, like best buddies, which they are sometimes, this Batman still towers over Superman. And yeah, by the way, if you're wondering why does this Superman look so weird, because this is a part of the story where Superman pretending that he's gone evil and hoping to infiltrate the bad guys. So anyway, ignore his silly expression. It's still Superman, still your old pal, Boy Scout Superman. Um, yeah. So clearly, someone at McFarlane Toys went overboard, got too excited, making this Batman. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I think if this Batman was made proper size, smaller, a little bit smaller, leaner than Superman, a size to stand okay with other Batman, he's really quite okay. And as I mentioned earlier, if you just want to get this one action figure, you want this one Batman to stand on your desk, and he doesn't have to interact with any other figures, he's fine. He's a good-looking, uh, cool version of Batman. But if you want him to fit in with other guys, yeah, he's just way too big. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video, and uh, like I said, I'm not sure if we'll get a Fitness Friday in today, but if not, we'll get one tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Uh, don't forget to check out some of the short videos I've been putting up, the action figure goofing around with different figures, and there's some videos of my tactile artwork. I'll see you guys later.